Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jake with Fitness Insider coming at you guys with another good one today. But first, as always, hit that subscribe button, join the family. I would love to have you. Thanks to everybody that has been subscribing and leaving comments. All right, so first off, I do want to apologize for the little hiatus I went on. Sometimes it's going to happen. I think I've mentioned before, I do work a full-time job, and this week has been pretty hectic. I've been forced into some overtime and whatnot, so I literally had almost no personal time, basically just sleeping and working for the last several days. So, that's going to happen once in a while with what I do, but, just know that I will do everything I can to keep you guys updated, especially if there's big news coming out. I'll even give up the sleep, if I have to, make a video. So, I'll be consistent. So anyways, guys, let's get into this thing. So what I want to talk about basically is Big Ramy. Again, this is going to be specifically just Big Ramy, what I thought of the Arnold 2020 Ohio. And now after that, we're going to talk about his chances at the Arnold Classic Australia. So definitely stay tuned for that. I got some things I want to talk about and some things I just heard today. So first off, let's talk about Big Ramy's performance at the Arnold Classic 2020 Ohio. Okay, guys, so how I'm going to structure this video is like this. First, while looking at the footage of his individuals and his comparisons with the other guys for the night show, I'm going to talk about his physique, what I thought of his physique, and how he did compared to the other guys, and if I thought the placings were fair. Then afterwards, I'm going to show you a list of competitors. I don't know whether they're all confirmed or not, but this is from the Arnold Australia page. So I'll show you the list, and we're going to talk about Big Ramy's chances there and some stuff I heard from Chad Nichols. So follow me along here. Let's start with his physique while we're looking at the individuals. So Big Ramy did much better than everybody's saying. All right, in my opinion, I think this is one of the better Big Ramys we have ever seen. Probably top 2 or top 3 best packages I've ever seen from him, especially the night show, the finals. So a lot of guys are saying that he had no business even being in the top 3. That's just that's not right. Okay, like Big Ramy definitely deserved top 3. To me, that's not even debatable. I understand that he didn't come in at his best in prejudging, but guys, even the judges, right? These guys like Steve Weinberger was there, right? Even the judges said that he only lost by 1 point in the totals to Dexter Jackson for second place. So a lot of these judges had him firmly in second place. Very close comparison, and I want to talk about what I think happened. So if you go to Nick Trigili's page, his YouTube channel, he has a recent interview with Chad Nichols where they discuss Big Ramy's prep, the week going into the show, and what happened in the behind the scenes, with why they think he looked the way he did for prejudging. So to sum it all up quickly, it basically sounded like everything was going perfect. And when they got to the couple days out and they started carving him up, his body was responding amazing. He looked great. And they said everything looked amazing until like right before the show. And he was basically pumping up backstage. And he knew, Chad basically said that he knew real quick that they might have carved him up too much. Even when they used basically a modest amount of carbs, he still seemed to respond so crazy to that his legs got so much bigger and kind of lost definition. So that's basically what Chad was saying, was the small carb up process was, the reason that he lost some of this definition and conditioning. And it's something that, it's a point that I want to touch on here, okay? So, in the past, Big Ramy is known for swapping coaches. He goes from coach to coach to coach, and I really do hope that he sticks with Chad Nichols at least for the whole year, okay? So I want to say this because I do think Chad Nichols is probably one of the better gurus or coaches out there for bodybuilding, despite what a lot of people are saying. Now, I'm not going to get into all the stuff that Sean Ray was saying about him. I'm just saying, he brought Ronnie Coleman in phenomenal conditioning several times, so I do want to say that Chad Nichols knows what he's doing as far as how to bring somebody in shape. And even more than that, I think it's important to say that when it comes to prepping somebody for a show, you want to have a coach that knows the competitor's body. You want, because you're going to have to make these. You basically got to go into your show, your first show with the new coach. You're going to go into a show, you're going to try something, and it's either going to work out perfectly, or more commonly, you're not going to come in quite how you wanted to, and you're going to learn from it and make adjustments for the next one, which is exactly what a lot of these guys do. So if Big Ramy keeps Chad Nichols, especially going into the Australia, they're going to learn from what happened last time, and they're going to make adjustments and try something new for this one. Now, the benefit to the Australia, that it's only 2 weeks out from the Arnold Classic Ohio, is that Big Ramy is already in conditioning. You know, he was already in condition for that show. He just carved up a bit too much for the prejudging. 2 weeks is more than enough time to kind of dial it in again and try again. So, a lot of times what happens with the Arnold Classic Ohio, say Rolly Winkler 2018, he comes in off for the Ohio show and loses to people like William Bonac and Dexter Jackson. 2 weeks later, he comes into the Australia looking amazing because he had 2 weeks to dial it in even more, and he beat both of those guys. And I think it was one of the best Rolly Winklers we have ever seen. So my prediction is that these guys are going to learn from their mistake and bring in one of the best Big Ramys that we've ever seen. That's something else I want to get into, but we'll talk about that in a minute. The last thing I want to say about his conditioning here in this show is that I do want to go on record and say that I do think Dexter and Big Ramy both improved a lot for the night show, whereas I don't think William Bonac did. I think the reason William Bonac won so convincingly, even though the scorecard reflects that the judges gave him straight first place in every round. Sorry, I had a little issue there. But yeah, the reason is that I think William Bonac came in looking so dialed in for prejudging and looking so conditioned and full, and just, it was a good package. While Dexter and Big Ramy did not come in looking at their best. It gave William Bonac a very solid lead in the prejudging, so it don't leave you a lot of room to make. You really would have to make an insane turnaround to come back and win that show, and it would just be a very hard thing to do. And I do want to go on record again and say that I think both Dexter and Big Ramy improved so much for the night show that a lot of people didn't even know who was going to win the show because those guys improved so much. You know, some people had Dexter in front, some people had Big Ramy in front, some people had William in front. And in a lot of ways, it really was that close between all three. So it was a very fun show to watch. And yeah, Big Ramy looked much better than everybody gave him credit for, especially in the night show. Okay, guys, and so now I want to talk about Big Ramy and the Arnold Classic Australia. So here is the from the Instagram page of the Arnold Classic Australia. This was a invited competitors list for the men's open bodybuilding. As you can see here, Big Ramy should be the front runner of this show. I mean, technically, yes, Dexter did just beat him by 1 point in the Arnold Ohio, but I really do predict that Big Ramy is going to come in even better. And I really think it should be almost a for sure win for him. At the very worst, second place, because beyond Dexter, there's really nobody else here that can really cause a problem for him. You know, Steve Kuklo is not going to be a problem for Big Ramy. No offense to Steve, you know, he looked really good in Ohio, but Steve is not on the same caliber as Big Ramy. Big Ramy is just leagues above everybody else here except Dexter. Him and Dexter are the only like super top tier bodybuilders, you know, top 3 in the world, you know. So yeah, I'm really expecting Big Ramy to win this show pretty convincingly, and even if it's close, I still predict Big Ramy's going to win this show. And as far as what Chad was saying in that interview, he was basically saying, you know, they're going to make the adjustments based on what happened last time and try to basically bring, I think he said somewhere in around the 10% improved version. So Big Ramy in the night show, if you made 10% more improvements there, I can't even imagine how good this guy's going to look. It's going to be incredible. So I will definitely try to keep you guys updated on that show. And beyond that, also, as I did a mini series with everybody going into the Arnold Classic Ohio, I think I'm going to basically do the same thing for this show and try to give you guys basically daily videos with physique updates of all the competitors, or most of them at least, going into the Arnold Classic Australia. That way we can create a little bit of hype and a little bit of fun commentary about this show. But anyways, guys, to everybody that stuck around, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. I'm going to keep you guys updated with all the biggest news going on in the industry. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.